could you not run Dark Blast? I could run Dark Blast. Keiju Crag, Golgari Thug. The problem with Golgari Thug is it puts it on top of the deck. I actually looked into Golgari Thug as well, Usido. You could run like Grizzly Salvage. That's true. We could run like Grizzly Salvage. Let's go back to the video though. I just want to show you some of the differences.
Like the implication, the flavor implication that the ranks are in the grave.
Take Blast.
Not the battlefield.
Keiju Crab, but it's blue.
Interestingly, they are here. Alright, so what's the case to get that permanent back in hand for quick chance?
I mean, Shep, I don't mind necessarily splashing another color if it's conducive to the deck and is powerful enough. And it's modern. People can't really punish you for being 4-color. I've played 4-color gifts and it does just fine. I think 4-color decks are better if you're like an aggressive deck. Like for example, Zoo is sometimes now like did you see the deck Reduke was playing? Reduke was playing 4-color Zoo and he did just fine. Love it on brewing. Thanks, Draft. Well, I'm not really brewing it. I'm kind of just interpreting. Mulch, Grizzly Salvage, Drunk Blast, maybe Life from the Loam.
Here's Collective Company.
Oh, this is one of those big engines here.
Yeah, and it's obviously...
I mean, if splashing blue gives us an advantage.
Speaking of value, Tidehall Scholar and a voiceover surgeon. Jeez.
Not bad.
That's what he wanted to get before with the Return to the Ranks. He gets
Yeah, it's
it
funny
now.
how Return to the Ranks makes you want CMC 2 or less.
You can return the ranks, Heated Crab plus Dried
The
Arbor.
deck doesn't want 3 drops.
Interesting.
It's all 2 drops. You're like, good enough.
You know, that is funny because, you know, modern
Deck list for
being
4-color
such a big
Zoo.
format, the 2 drops are...
Yeah, it was Reduke on 4-color Zoo.
Now, to be fair, it's only 3 Collected Company. But yeah, it's all... I mean, there's an Eternal Witness. It's mostly 2 drops that you're going to be getting with Collected
If I
Company.
splash blue.
And he's running Viscera Seer. 4 here.
Yeah, 4 Viscera Seer and 4 Blood Artist. That's clearly
There's a thing there.
the engine-y part.
Yeah.
And Return to the Ranks, obviously.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, you were talking about the Abzan Ascendancy. I mean, it just doubles up all of those if you have that those 2 cards out. You sack it, you get another creature to sack it, so now everything's 2, and that's double triggers on Blood Artist. It adds up quickly. And, you know, Steve Rubin
See,
put himself in a nice position.
I mean, I understand the core is cool.
He's got a Voice of Resurgence on
I mean,
the battlefield.
I just don't think I would invest in them.
The
Isn't Heathen Crab like such a pet card for a lot of people, though? I bet it could be expensive.
No removal
A lot of people like that card.
Which is bad.
Why are you guys all making Robopod linked?
Right? Like, Scavenging Moose is way bigger than
I
anything.
will abuse this guy.
Yeah, it looks like
And
he
even-
wants to be down now.
Even the Treetop can drop.
These Scullers keep getting killed and eaten. And this Scavenging News,
I don't know the
game's kind of revolving around that right now.
I don't know that Cliff understands.
Oh,
everything
maybe
that's
Heathen
going on
Crab
with
is
Steve's
cheap
list,
enough.
But he's pretty sure eating creatures from the graveyard is good.
He might just kill the Voice here. He played his land untapped, either to leave it back for a Treetop Village to block or to use Terminate now. He wasn't going to let...
Hang on, while we watch this, I've already watched this. I'm going to come back for round 2, because I'm pretty sure he does lose this first game. I'm trying to remember how it happened, but I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back. I really do need something to drink, maybe something to snack on.
No, he's got that Tidehall Scholar
I'll be
again.
right back, guys.
This Terminate has been under 2 different Tidehall Scholars. Let's make it a 3rd. No attacks because Cliff Chen played that Stomping Grounds untapped. It bought in a bunch of life there.
Yeah. He's just eating random cards now. Like, I don't know. I may as well spend my mana.
It is hard to blame him. He draws another land off the top, so Cliff Chen flooding a little bit here, and Steve Rubin has done an admirable job of fighting off the spot removal. It doesn't
And
really
surviving
have
the ooze.
Yeah, surviving the use so far, but it does feel like he's... Like, where does this go from here, right? Like, now if he draws Return to the Ranks, it doesn't do much.
Collect company
But
still
the
good.
company seems sweet.
Even Abzan Ascendancy is okay.
Oh, Abzan Ascendancy is nice. It's got to be so good against these Jund decks that are just looking to pick off all your creatures on a 1-for-1 basis. All right, so TTV, Treetop Village, is going to hit the red zone, and Ruben, I think, is going to consider a block here. How important is the Voice of Resurgence at this point? I mean, he knows that Cliff is out of removal spells. He can cash in 2 creatures here, still have an even bigger creature from the Voice of Resurgence token.
This is an upgrade.
This is an upgrade on both creatures, and he gets rid of a pretty annoying one. Yeah, it works too. Look at that.
I mean, it's food for the ooze, but yeah, both creatures upgrade.
So he gets a 4/4 and a 1/1 flyer rather than a 2/2 and a 1/1. That's nice. Yeah, the ooze though looks hungry. There's a play that forest cliff.
Maybe return to the ranks again? What does this do? I think he's worried that if Steve's holding one, can he cast it as a response? I don't know. Is it an instant?
It's a sorcery. Yeah, so he can't do that. But I'm pretty sure that's what Cliff checked.
Dryad Arbor. Sure. Let's fetch out a Dryad Arbor.
All right. Well, it does make the voice.
It does. The elemental token is even bigger.
I believe that was a Cartel Aristocrat for Steve Rubin on the top.
Of course it was. A 1-of, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 1-of. Ooh, the flyer can start attacking.
There's Cartel Aristocrat. So he could sacrifice another creature to give Cartel Aristocrat protection from the color of his choice until end of turn. Ooze, trying to feed the ooze.
Wait, does he get their game 1? I'm trying to remember. Needs 2-drop chase.
But he loses the 7/7. But the elemental is a 6/6.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the ooze can attack.
Baby chase. A baby chase.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't. He just passes the turn back.
And now Steve start trying to attack the aristocrat? No, just the flower. Oh, it's all those creatures, especially while he's got the elemental tokens.
Yeah. You can see how Seder Wayfinder works here too. Really nice when you need a sacrifice outlet, plus you always want to hit your land drops, and it dumps a bunch of stuff into the graveyard. That's triple threat right there,
It
Seder
feels like,
Wayfinder.
feels
Modern
like you
playable?
took a... I mean, it's got elements of the Rally of the Ancestors deck, except none of the cards.
Right.
I guess the Wayfinder is the only
Wayfinder's
overlap
the
card.
connection, yeah. All right,
Standard deck.
there's an Inquisition of
It's
Kozilek
like,
here.
what's going on? Okay, sure.
But right now, Steve Rubin is the one who's ahead on board. He's going to produce this, right? He's on his 5 here. He figures the difference between 7 and 6 is big, but the difference between 6 and 5 is. So he's going to go get a land out of his library. Something to do with it.
High school Jace is now baby Jace.
Spirit's doing good work here. He's chipping away. More lands though for Steve Rubin as he passes the turn back. And a soft piece now for Cliff. Interestingly, Steve did play the land with Cliff it seemed, so it is a little tempting for Cliff to fire it off. So I think he figures whatever it was probably would have been cast in there. So again, more lands coming out of the library for Rubin, who's really just looking to draw some action.
Yeah, I think he's done thinning that, is what you say.
The difference,
I mean, those multiple 3 is important, isn't it? That's as a lightning
fine.
Bleach. Immortal Chaos.
He also can sacrifice it to make it huge at some point. Get another big elemental.
Now that elemental's at 7?
It's a 7/7 now, and there's no more creatures in the yard either.
This deck needs Fecunity.
Totally.
You know, that's one of the big draws for the deck, though. Maybe I should stop trying to build it because it looks like the voice for Resurgent is just so important to the deck.
Wow, big 8. Ouch. Tap your life total flip, Ken. You can only do that one more time.
I hate to say that, but I think that's the realist in me speaking for once, and I feel like this card right here is just so integral. Does he have a way to loop Sculler triggers? I just think it's so important to the deck, and I just didn't realize how important it was.
Yeah, you can kill the Sculler as an artifact or be cool.
It just seems like without this piece to the puzzle, you just can't really do. It's like a supercharged Doom Traveler. Yeah. Deck needs worship. What's up, Gickman? How's it going?
Shrink the elemental below your scavenging ooze, kill the Tideholder Sculler, which gets back your Terminate.
But it's interesting to watch the deck work. I mean, maybe someday we'll have the playset of voices.
Voice if he wants.
And I'm not really a creature dude. Like, the creature part isn't what interests me about this deck. It's the reanimating part that interests me. The loops.
That he's going to get back to take out one of the elementals.
And sacrificing the right permanents and stuff. And
the idea.
it's that kind of stuff that interests me.
And by the way, the aristocrat.
The whole turning the creatures sideways part doesn't really interest me.
But Ruben's also at 4 and can't take a hit from you.
Stream-wide Mazes End draft lottery. Mazes End was not a very good. Like, Voice was one of the very few cards for Mazes End that was a money card, and that's the problem. And that's why it's a money card, because most everything else in that set was garbage.
No longer a voice. So
Just according to my memory, I kind of remember it being that way. There might be another card that was worth anything from that particular set.
It was a little awkward to wait just because it does mean the Cartel Aristocrat can get protection.
Nice, Shep.
But it looks like no attacks anyway, so income.
Yeah, I think that I just
yeah,
that's what I was just talking about, Snafu.
Here's some food again.
Which is why it's such a money card, because it's the only card. Yeah.
Goodness. What he wants to see here?
Ironblood, you need to do hyphen, or you need to do exclamation card.
you have to. Plus with a second color creature. Yeah, put it out there.
I like it.
Usido, but it wasn't as likely as it was in the other sets, though, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so Steve Rubin.
I thought it was like a lower percentage or something.
Card for the turn.
I mean, that's literally a 16/16 Scavenging Ooze, gentlemen, by the way. Is it a 16/16? Excuse me, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that's just representing 7.
Ace,
I think it legitimately, I think it actually is a...
Sack 3 white creatures.
Is it a 16/16, or is it a... It's a 9/9 Siskron?
Absolutely do here.
I wasn't really paying attention. 7 tokens Siskron.
Whatever another black creature you control.
No, I'm talking about the Scavenging Ooze. Are they trying to represent that it's a 16/16 here, or is it a 7? I did leave to get something to eat, so... I'm sure you guys are keeping better track than me.
Ruben going to use Tesa here as he decided if he wants to keep elemental or...
I thought Cliff was responding to Tesa's return.
Thawing Glaciers? There you go.
But maybe not. Oh, yeah, sacking to Aristocrat. Yeah, that was Cliff responding to Tesa.
7 plus 2
I knew I was
Siskron.
going to kill this elemental. Let me just do that before I give you more options. So the Aristocrat did pick up protection from one of those colors.